Greetings, beloveds, going into the weekend of May 23rd and 24th, 2026. Let's take a look at the markets. Here we have about 40 minutes before the end of Friday's session. You can see markets are called higher. Dow is having a bigger day, about to close at an all-time weekly closing high. Quick look at where cryptos are trading. You can see BTC trading at about 76,000, down about 1.75. Let's take a look at the summary for the week. And for the week, we can see markets are generally higher as far as US indices are concerned, anywhere from 1 to 2%. And we can see that we are seeing BTC down about 1% for the week. Let's take a look at those charts, and we're going to begin with the weekly for the S&P 500. This is going to be the 8th straight weekly positive closing, back to back. 6 straight weekly closing on a positive side, and we can take a look at now in relationship to this breakout level here. This is more than usually you want a 2-week follow through. This has been 3, 4, 5, almost 6 weeks to the upside since that breakout. Now, the key here is whether we continue holding above that Moade threshold of RSI 69.1. And if we do, you can expect this market to be sideways to stable to bullish. Now, as long as that RSI on the weekly is above that threshold. Now, keep in mind, this market has essentially taken the path of a V-type formation. We had this drop and immediately cancelled out this down movement here with this reversal, a V-type breakout. Generally, they don't tend to have a lot of force, but in this particular situation, you can see this has been very forceful. Luckily, we did not go bearish here during the drop because we could see reasons why this market could bounce, and one of the reasons was we had come back to test this. This was a prior movement off the lows of 2025. We come back and tested it here. Once that held, and given other factors, we could see that there was a possibility of a market bounce 8 weeks ago, but for sure 100% I did not, and we could not have anticipated 8 straight weeks to the upside. But anyway, so this continues to be a market that is really pushing stocks to the upside, especially if you are playing breakouts. This has been a very generous market. Now take a look at the daily for the S&P 500. I'm going to extend this line this way because it gives us the prior highs on the daily, connecting the highs here, 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 and here. And notice what happens is once we clear this level here, we have this gap up and go. And now we are using that same line as a reason to move higher. Now, what happens around here, and let me give you that, if we can move above the recent daily closing high, and that level for the S&P 500, actually, let me switch here. This is the spiders. Let me go to the SPX. So S&P 500 daily, same thing, but you can see here there's a daily breakout that now we can watch in case the market, it's the recent daily closing high, and that's going to be at about just at about 7,500 or 7,500. So a breakout above that level would mean that there's still more upside, but now we are also in a tricky situation because if that breakout does not take place, we might be looking at a market here that might make a lower low on the RSI, and that could lead to what we can say is the early signs of improvement in prices with declining technicals. Remember, over the last couple of market analysis videos, I've been talking about the fact that we held above 69.1 for a couple days there, if not a couple of weeks. This period above 69.1 meant that there's a high likelihood that we're going to make higher highs, just based on the fact that this tells you that the market is anticipating higher prices. But for now, we can anticipate either a breakout above 7,500 on the SPX, which would be bullish, of course, a breakout. And if we hold above that breakout level, that would be bullish. At the same time, a failed breakout, which we can say is the current situation, a failed breakout might set the stage for movement lower. Now, if we take a look at the Dow, let's go to the Dow. And on the Dow, we can see, let's take a look at the weekly. The Dow is the one that has been lagging, but we're finally seeing the Dow clear its weekly breakout level here. It's finally above that level. And depending on where the Dow closes for the day, this is more than likely going to be an all-time fresh weekly closing high for the Dow. Now, in a little bit, I'll talk about the Dow's monthly. But also, let's not forget that there is also a possibility here, based on the Moire uniformity concept, that week to week, if we are rejected here, if this turns into rejection on the RSI, and more importantly, if the price breakout fails, that's going to set the stage for a market that is going to have to probe lower prices. So right now, we have to take what is in front of us. We are breaking out in price. The price breakout is still intact on the weekly. We have to, even if you're bearish or bullish, understand that the momentum continues to be very strong. Now, if we go back and take a look at the SPX on the monthly, so monthly SPX makes a lot of sense why the market is very strong. Remember, it recaptured the level above 69.1 last month. And if you understand what that means, we've known here in the last couple months that once we cleared that price level, once RSI went above 69.1, that we had to stay biased to the upside. And now we are seeing a follow-through month. So that is consistent with understanding of the RSI. As long as this RSI is above 69.1, what happens is over time, you'll eventually build so much energy to the upside that you're going to have a climatic finish, a hyperbolic move. Now remember also the last time we held above 69.1 was here. And by understanding that, this movement here over many months to the upside was consistent with holding above 69.1. So again, markets as far as SPX is concerned, and even as far as the NASDAQ, which has a similar chart to that of the S&P 500, as long as the monthly is showing a price breakout, which is what is the case here for the NASDAQ, and as long as the RSI on the monthly for the NASDAQ is holding above 69.1, there's only one conclusion. This is a market that could surprise us by how high it can go. Now, I say that because if you take a look at the Dow, on the other hand, the Dow has been lagging, but the Dow also is now approaching the threshold, the Moire 69.1 threshold. If it can move the threshold above 69.1, then this market is only going to pick up momentum to the upside. And in the months ahead, if we realize, look back and we see that this 69.1 never happened, and we are coiling down in price, and this RSI is showing rejection, then that would give us indication that this market is poised for lower prices. But for now, we are so close to that threshold. Let's wait and see. If it recaptures, if it takes back the 69.1 threshold, understand that US markets and global markets should stay stable to bullish. Take a look at VT, which tracks global markets. And you can see here, like the SPX, it recaptured the 69.1 threshold. There's only one conclusion after that. And then also, once we see the price breakout, those factors, strong RSI, strong price breakout, means that what we are seeing here is consistent with our understanding of technicals. And so the market being sideways to higher is not even surprise. In fact, it's expected. Take a look at the weekly. And the weekly did take 1 week of rest here, but we are still showing a nice weekly breakout. Now, what could happen here is, again, we've made this improvement week to week. If this ends up being as high as the RSI goes, and the RSI ends up being rejected, let's say it turns down here, then that negative divergence as prices improved, as RSI ends, if RSI ends up being rejected, that would be negative divergence. Then those are the types of things that can set the market on a downward spiral. But for now, momentum continues to be stable to bullish. Now, staying with monthly charts, I'm going to do what I've been doing, which is check the monthly for gold and the metals. And you can see right now, we're very close to dropping below the threshold of 69.1 on GLD. And so there's something to consider. But let me take a look at where gold proper is. Let's take a look at gold itself. And the gold also is just at 69.8. So if we end up dropping below 69.1, expect there to be a big down washout. But at the same time, going into a new month, if we can still hold above 69.1, then this is still a nice consolidation. Remember, we had to go into this hyperbolic finish here because of the strength of the RSI. So this rest period here is going to be month number 3 of a rest. It's not the worst. It's actually very constructive. Now, if you take a look, let's take a look at GDX, which is the gold miners. And we can see that on the monthly, they too are showing that they broke below 69.1, which is now this phase here. This drop there, brought it below 69.1. So this by itself, unless it recaptures 69.1, is suggesting that more than likely this is still pointing lower. Now we can take a look at SLV. SLV is slightly, but still technically is weaving itself back above the threshold of 69.1. So like gold, this is very constructive. After this hyperbolic finish here, some price digestion is healthy. And a future retake of 69.1 holding above it and a price breakout above the recent monthly closing high would set the stage for another fantastic run. So right now we are still waiting for that confirmed breakout. It hasn't taken place. So over time, this is still going to have to confirm whether it has that power to move higher. So right now, I would not necessarily be chasing the gold metals trade unless some individual names meet the minimum requirements and the individual stock names are breaking out. Take a look at the dollar. And what I've been saying here is, if you take a look at the range on a monthly closing basis, you can see going back to about March of last year, this is where we've been trading in terms of monthly closes. So we are still technically, practically within this phase. Nothing has changed. And this is confirmed by the RSI, which is showing topside resistance. And we can even draw recently bottom side support. So ultimately, we either get a breakout here, which should eventually push things out of this range, which would be bullish, or we get ultimately what ends up happening here is we break below this wedge formation and we see prices drop down, which generally is for prices to go lower. But also understand markets are full of tricks. It's very common that the first move, let's say a breakout, is fake, only to lead to a future breakdown, or we can see again a fake breakdown only to turn around and break out. So all of those things are going to play out, and of course we can only take it moment by moment. Take a look at XLE. Just want to show you here on the monthly. Let's take a look at 3 years. So we've had this now this is the second rest month. For this to be a true momentum breakout, we need to see a price breakout. RSI continues to be holding above 69.1. So the RSI is perfect. What we need here is a price breakout to confirm the possibility of another move higher. Take a look at crude oil on the monthly, and crude oil on the monthly, as you can see, this is the first month of rest since this multi-month move here. This is the first month of rest. We need a future breakout above this recent monthly closing high at about 105-ish. That breakout, especially if it coincides with the RSI moving above 69.1, would be perfect. Keep in mind that the MACDs are trading at 3-year highs. So all we need here is a price breakout to set the stage for another run for WTIC. Keep in mind on the daily is still doing its best to hold the 50-day moving average as it's been doing recently. And also the RSI is confirming that this is the line to watch in the short term, because if this line holds day to day, which coincides with the RSI, which coincides with the 50-day moving average holding, if it holds, then we are positioned to go higher. Now at the same time, we understand that visuals are gonna direct the market, because if we break that 50, which would coincide with breaking below this RSI support line, then that opens the possibility for lower prices as long as crude oil is concerned. Which now we take a look at BTC and BTC on the weekly. This one is easy to digest, because if you take a look at the recent highs and also take a look at this break point here, let me change colors there. So this is where we break down. So there's this breakdown here. Take that and draw what I call a Mwade horizontal line, and you can see that this is where the resistance has come in, coinciding with this price resistance here. So over time, if you're bullish, what you want to see here is you want to see this breakout take place above the two lines, which would coincide with moving above the recent weekly closing high. As far as BTC is concerned, it would have to clear that recent weekly closing high, which would be at about, let's call it 82,500 ish. So 82.5k. If it can clear that level, that recent weekly closing high, and again this price, this RSI moving above the two lines, then we open the possibility for higher prices. Right now the market is doing exactly what it needs to do, which is because of this resistance. As we can see, this resistance on the RSI right there, we see prices have turned into what can be said to be sideways to lower. Now that's the weekly. Take a look at the daily, and the daily for BTC, depending on how you want to look at it, there's a couple ways actually. Number one, you can say that this is pointing down because of this break. It broke down, and once that happened, this breakdown here, you can see we've pulled back slightly. Or you can take another view, which is probably the one I prefer, and I'll tell you why I prefer it, because it gives us something that most would not see. This line here coming off the lows there, we haven't been back to those levels. Generally speaking, we've held above those levels. Take that and draw what I call a uniformity line, and you can see we've already bounced on this line once here, and we are back to test it here. If that holds day to day, that's why I'm thinking if this can hold, then day to day you can anticipate that this is enough from a technical standpoint, which also happens to be where we have that 50-day moving average. If this is an area of potential support and starts coiling higher, that would only attract buyers if the 50-day area holds. Also, I see the emerging possibility of a flattening out 200-day moving average, which tells me, again, if we can clear this area here, which is at, again, around that 82.5k area, clearance above this area will take BTC and cryptos higher if we can clear that level based on the Mwade Virgin breakout. Now, let's take a look at the monthly, and you can see the monthly is down for the month, albeit under 1% down. But remember, we still have this support line coming from here, and also remember it also coincides with support coming from this level here. So the black line is where we get this movement. We started this movement here, which brought BTC from about, let's go 17,000, from 17,000, 17k, all the way to 125k. So this level has already held. That's my point. So month to month, until we break below this line, if we are to go down month to month, we would need to break below this, the black and the blue line. Otherwise, for me, this is still a stable, sideways to stable BTC chart that needs to break out in the short term above that 82.5k level. Now, that's it for now. I leave you as I found you, in the love and in the light of the one infinite creator. Go forth rejoicing in the power and in the peace of the one creator. Adonai.